The following Archangel Metatron channel is received via James Tyberonn. It is an Earthkeeper Stargate video production. All copyrights duly reserved 2015. Enjoy. Namaste.
Greetings, Masters. I am Metatron, Archangel of Light. We greet you in a vector of unconditional love. We extend a warm welcome to those gathered to hear our words. I am joined in this session by Tyberonn of Crystalline Service, and our energy is with each of you in the now moment in which these words are received by each of you. We have come prepared to offer the fullness of that which we are, of that which we project, to that which you are. We ask that you be fully present in your hearts and in your bodies, for in 2015 and forward, presence is required. In presence we ask that you ever represent yourselves fully, consciously and in wellness. Masters, we share important information in this gathering. Information specific to the present time. We speak of incredible Saturnian waves, of astonishing meteoric energies, eclipses, the solstice and equinox that will occur in the last 4 months of 2015, year 3 of the new Earth. And as always, it is for you to discern what resonates, and what does not. For you are indeed masters in the making. Again, we ask that you do not dismiss the science that we share in this message. Do not assume you cannot understand the technical portions of this message, for we assure you that on an intuitive level, you will understand. For this science is an integral part of the whole, and an integral aspect of the sacred. So again, we emphatically assure you that in higher mind, the science will be understood, and will add important essence to your working knowledge even if by time release. We have told you in numerous communications that solar radiation and specific astronomical events, primarily cardinal crosses, solstices, equinoxes and eclipses are embedded with the edict and patterning of change. And that these were first enacted upon the earthen dimensions, in the expansion from 3D to 12D, which occurred on the prophesized solstice of 2012. And at that time the paradigms shifted, and humanity entered year 1 of the new Earth in 2013. Your Edgar Cayce accurately predicted over 80 years ago that humanity would evolve into the 5th race, a new body format after 1998. We have told you in parts 1 and 2 of this channel that humanity are shifting from carbon base to silicon base. That both the planet and humanity are returning to a magnificent crystalline template. And dear ones, this is factual. It is not fantasy, and the wise seekers among you are intuitively and keenly aware of this veracity. For it has been embedded in the group consciousness of the law of one for millennia, and now that time has come. It is a clarion call, a promise kept, a promise being enacted in this phase of year 3 of the crystalline shift. And dear ones, we say again, 2012 was a beginning, not an end. Indeed a beginning, because the work of the law of one, of the savant, of the wisdom seekers and keepers of humanity, truly begins now. And through the channel James Tyberonn and his Pleiadian aspect, Tyberonn of Crystalline Service, we share with you the mechanics of this extraordinary process. Accordingly, we have explained in detail why this is occurring in divine coding in crystalline geometrics and frequency, and that these codes are initially and logically received in the crystalline strata of Arkansas and Brazil. Logically, because Arkansas and Brazil hemispherically house the largest deposits of quartz crystal on the planet, and both contain master crystals of the Atlantean Law of One. The human transitional process first occurs within the human etheric field. This via the crystalline aura and the crystalline light body, the Merkana. Reference note insert. Merkana development is taught in the Metatronic keys. So to continue, Masters, we tell you that in the final trimester of 2015, September through December of 2015, there are a series of astronomical events that have great impact upon the crystallization of the planet and of humanity. These 5 astronomical events are benevolently combined with 7 meteoric energies amalgamated into a singular energy for this period, in what may be termed as the crystalline quinpentacle. The 5 pentacle events. 1. September 13th. Partial solar eclipse. New moon. 2. September 23, 2015 equinox. 3. September 28th. Full moon total lunar eclipse. 4. November 11 through 25th, 2015. The crystalline influx apex, lunar phase of new moon to full moon. 5. December 21, 2015. Solstice. In the final trimester of 2015, this penta-occurrence of 2 tandem eclipses, an equinox, solstice, and crystalline influx are embellished by 7 powerfully coded meteoric energies. These are of great significance in the crystallization process of the planet, forming a 12-point dodecahedral star. The 7 meteoric events are: 1. October 8, 2015 the Draconids meteors. 2. October 21 to 22, 2015. The Orionids meteors. 3. November 4 to 5, 2015. The South Taurids meteors. 4. November 12 to 13, 2015. North Taurids meteors. 5. November 17 to 18, 2015. The Leonids meteors. 6. December 13 to 14, 2015. The Geminids meteors. 7. December 21 to 23, 2015. The Ursids meteors. Your modern-day astrologists do not always consider the energies of meteors in their work, but these are spawned of powerful comets, and have much more influence on your frequential environment than is currently recognized. The life force generated by comets as well as meteoric phenomenon, meteor showers, is ample, and these magnificently charged frequential energies absolutely bathe the planet in waves of crystalline energy, embellished with codes of life force, of crystalline consciousness units, termed as adamantine essence or Akash. The 7 meteorics, celestial crystals of energy. Comets orbit in your heavens, and carry within their centered nucleus, or coma, tremendous elements and energies, conscious sentient energies, that are garnered composites of velocity and plasma, energies of elements that are brilliantly tempered into metamorphic crystals. As a comet travels close to the Sun, it melts and reforms in a crystalline nature. Portions of the material of the comet vaporizes into pure streams of energy. Succinct, unique, supraliminal energy. The aesthetic life of such meteoric consciousness is unrecognized in current academia, but was well understood in its effects by past societies that were far more attuned to the living cosmos. For comets and their filial are the cosmic divas of life force, and indeed, provide life itself to your planets and moons. Oceans are filled by their waters, and the planet's atmospheres flow with their gaseous contributions. Organic molecules, which contain carbon atoms and silicon, and are present in all life forms known to your science, are trapped in large amounts in both interstellar clouds and comets. Comets are some of the most organic-rich materials in your solar system. Meteorites that have entered into your Earth's atmosphere and planetary lands contain a whole suite of molecules, including amino acids, which have played an important and essential role in terrestrial biological life. These, then, are carriers of life and life force. We tell you that comets spawn meteors, that you term as shooting stars, for after a comet has orbited the star of your solar system many times, it imbues and embeds trails of its energy essence along its celestial path. And when your planet Earth intersects this trail, so does it interface the vibrational energy of its life force. So does it encounter the frequency of that termed life force units. And this vital crystalline Akash affects your planet and humanity. Meteors are the catalyst of change, for the core nucleus of these energies is one of luminosity, one of coherent crystalline source. And so it is that the ancients associated all comets and their meteoric offspring as the forebearers of transition. Now, what you term as meteor shower happens when the Earth passes through the path of a comet. When this happens, the particulates of the comet create streaks of unique light in the heavens as they again morph into lumens of crystalline vapor in the Earth's atmosphere. We tell you specifically that in 2015, these cometesque crystalline forces absolutely contain divinely imprinted codes of a unique silicon subparticulate and transitional Akash. Akash that will trigger the bioshift of humanity and amplify the crystalline strata of Arkansas and Brazil. For the living crystals will collate the coded Akash in harmonic oscillation, in axial tonal resonance. And so, dear hearts, there is indeed an enacting 12-piece dodecahedral patterning, one that is divinely coded. The 12 dodecks in linear sequence. 1. September 13th. Solar eclipse on the new moon. 2. September 23rd, 2015. Equinox. 3. September 28th. Total lunar eclipse on the full moon. 4. October 8th, 2015. Draconids. Meteoric. 5. October 21 to 22, 2015. Orionids. Meteoric. 6. November 4 to 5, 2015. South Taurids. Meteoric. 7. November 11th to 25th. The megacrystalline influx fulcrum and apex. 8. November 12 to 13, 2015. North Taurids. Meteoric. 9. November 17th to 18th, 2015. Leonids. Meteoric. 10. December 13th to 14th, 2015. Geminids. Meteoric. 11. December 21st, 2015. Solstice. 12. December 21st to 23rd, 2015. Ursids. Meteoric. Masters. The period between the new moon of November 11th and the full moon of November 25th represents the power max fulcrum of the crystalline code receival in the crystal vortex, with the energy sequentially increasing in the lunar phase, with apex occurring on the full moon of November 25th, 2015. There is divine planning and intelligent design in this timing, for it is a unique astronomical phase, with all 9 major planets in direct flow within the final trimester of 2015. It is indeed why we have directed the channel to host the gathering of the code carriers and grid workers of the Law of One to congregate in Arkansas in this phase of November. Saturn and the Trihelix Arkansas Crystal Vortex. Now, allow us to restate the importance of the vortexal patterning in Arkansas. As we have told you, the Arkansas vortex is quite unusual in its movement. Most vortexes in the northern hemisphere of your planet spin in either ovaline or circular counterclockwise flows. The crystal vortex of Arkansas has a very unique, very specialized to and fro vortexal motion, moving approximately 1/3 of its circumference counterclockwise, and then rapidly reversing back in clockwise motion. This occurs in 3 separate arcs of 120 degrees. The forward and backward shift of this vortex is most unique, and is multi-purposed in generating greater upward thrust to the crystal-magno-hydro energies. And we tell you this very unusual motion pattern is not random. Indeed, it is by design. And precisely because the energy does not circulate in a continuous centrifugal, fluid circular motion, it symbiotically produces a vertical aspect, an upward and downward facility. This combines brilliantly, synergistically with the sideway horizontal ringer movement. The horizontal aspect is similar to the centrifugal centrifuge agitator inside a washing machine, creating an internal pressure inside the matrix of the vortex. This not only compresses and accelerates the light-coated crystal energy being vaulted upward, it creates a series of pulsed rings. Each upward compression, and take note, produces 33 rings per cycle, and each downward movement, now, since the 12-12-12, receives energy from the Saturnian system transmuted through the 144 crystalline grid. The energy received is from the 33 crystalline rings of Saturn. And 33 is important, for the new crystalline light body, the Merkana, is a 33 chakra system. Do you see the divine planning? The incredible synchronicity? The fulcrum tips of the energy movements in each cycle of the semicircular template are in multi-dimensional synchronicity. The momentum of the contained energies are in balanced opposition to one another. It is, in fact, this balance of opposing motion that holds the vortex intact, and forces the energy upward, jacuzzi style, into the dimensional fields for distribution. What we wish to add at this point is that the Arkansas vortexal portal is in direct alignment to the Saturnian energies. Yes, the rings of Saturn. And this quickens with the forward movement of Saturn, from retro movement, in August, followed in the final months of 2015 by Uranus and Neptune. For these are essential to the crystalline influx and transition of the human crystalline bioshift. The 2015 Saturn crystal arc alignment. Humanity has always known that Saturn was different from the other planets. Its incredible rings stood out in a serendipitous beauty that differentiated it from the other planets once humanity regained the ability to observe celestial bodies. We tell you that Saturn and her rings play an incredible role in your solar system. For Saturn is the primary planet of measuring the progression, the testing, the graduation and upshift of humanity, and that too is by design. The crystalline rings of Saturn are in constant flux, and provide the vibration coherency that modulates the resonance of your solar system, and indeed the ascension process ongoing on the Earth. The rings of Saturn are composed of unique crystals that emit a harmonic vibratory resonance, a coherent frequential song. Saturn represents the stargate entry point of Arcturus into your solar system physical and non-physical realms. More complex, it is the wormhole of the Taurus effect for your system. As observed by your Voyager Explorer craft and indeed the more recent Cassini mission, the North Pole of Saturn is composed of a remarkable double concentric hexagon. Yes, a 12-point star. And the South Pole is an elliptical swirling ovoid. This mystifies your mainstream astrophysicists. It is a phenomenon of base 60 hyperdimensional torsion physics, as yet not grasped by your current science. We tell you the 12-star double hexagonal pole of Saturn emits incredible energy, far more energy than the planet absorbs from your Sun, as do all planets in your solar system. The double hexagonal geometric pattern is an energy signature, a wave pattern indicative of the torsion energy level being emitted. The incredible energy is coming from another hyperdimension of the cosmos. The rings of Saturn contain complex crystalline components of elements not identifiable by your probes. And what is being discovered are spoke-like structures, intersecting the ringular system. All part of the amazing pulses that feed your system. The entire Saturnian system is an immense regulatory force that affects not only your solar system, but also and especially the Earth and humanity. Saturn, the rings of Saturn, and several of its moons, particularly the moon called Enceladus, emit crystalline harmonics, massive waves of gravitational energies and plasma. Again, we tell you, all of this directly affects the transition of the human auric field, the Merkana, and bioenergy of humanity at this time. Saturn is sending pulses from the system, primarily through the crystalline ringulars, and these are emitting major codes that are inducing the transformation to crystalline biology. The vortexal system of Arkansas is uniquely designed for this receival, and it is unique on the planet. The vortexal system of Arkansas utilizes all of the unusual telluric energies and rare combination of side-by-side mineralogies that allow for this complex, and that is why the Arcturians, Sirians and Pleiadians who seeded your planet, recognize the potential, and groom the functionality of the vortexal portal of the crystalline arc. The vortexal mechanics that brilliantly weaves together the tellurics of Arkansas was indeed polished and groomed to its utility by the advanced science of the Sirian-Pleiadian alliance with the Law of One. It operated in an incredible mechanism during the Golden Age of Atlantis. It was deactivated after the fall, and was reconnected as the crystals began to awaken in the cosmic trigger, beginning in 2008. You will see enormous changes in the energy and people of Arkansas from the present through 2038 and beyond. Many are called to the area in the present, for anchoring, and realignment, for these energies are very real, and will in fact quicken the process of the shift in biology. First by induction into the auric field. Points of power. The energy of Arkansas has three succinct telluric forces that contribute to its trihelixed field. These are the magnetic, initiating in the rare geology of Magnetic Cove and centered in Talimena Ridge. The crystalline energies are apexed in the areas of Hot Springs and Mount Ida. The radium hydro energy is centered in Eureka Springs. These make up the three discrete arc gyros, which are regulated and trihelixed through the pyramids below Toltec Mounds and coated in the sun disk below Pinnacle Mountain in Little Rock. The unique pattern of the vortex generates the energy into incredible thrusts with both the receiving and transmitting manifold. Now, to be clear, the three succinct emitting projecting springs of energies, the hydro, crystalline and magnetic are amalgamating, blending in a symbiotic homogeneous field, dispersed equally and synergistically within the crystal vortex of Arkansas. Although the vortex is intricately connected to the portal, it operates from a different grid, the electromagnetic grid, icosahedron, and operates under different mechanics. The vortex extends to 1,000 feet below the Earth's surface, to about 3,000 feet above it. The upper portion of the vortex brings in the hydro energies, the mid portion the crystalline, and the lower segment the magnetics. The portal itself is housed within the vortex, and rises to infinity. Collating the points we have just described, we assure you that there is no energetic vortexal portal site on the planet quite like Arkansas. In a very real sense, the triangulation within the oval vortexal portal of the Arkansas crystalline field is becoming a living crystal bowl. Within the bowl are similar, yet varying pitches or pure healing musical notes in the Hertzian wave range. The differing keys are determined by the indigenous mineralogical energies. For example, The area of Magnet Cove will have a differing tonal resonance than that of Crater of Diamonds or the Radium Waters. Among the major nodes of Arkansas are Talymena Ridge, Eureka Springs, Hot Springs, Mount Ida, Mount Magazine, Pinnacle Mountain, Toltec Mounds, Crater of Diamonds, Cushman Cave, Marble Cave, Buffalo River Cliffs. Question from James Tyberonn. Can you speak again of the locations of the three master Atlantean crystals placed in Arkansas? Archangel Metatron. Indeed, as we have shared in previous channels, the Law of One Atla-Ra relocated 9 of the 12 master crystals before the final cataclysm. As we explained in the earlier channels, 3 of these were placed through the hyperdimensional tunnels into pre-existing caverns in the Atlantean colony of Arkansas, and 2 were placed in Brazil in the same method. Reference: The Second Moon of Atlantis and the Fall of Atlantis in Tyberonn's books, Metatron Speaks and Alchemy of Ascension. The master crystals in Arkansas are 1. The blue crystal of knowledge. 2. The emerald crystal of healing. 3. The platinum crystal of multidimensionality. These, as shared previously, are in hyperdimensional environs, located respectively on the Talymena Ridge, Blue Crystal, Mount Maga, Emerald Crystal, and Magnetic Mountain in Eureka Springs, Platinum Crystal. Each are now in states of awakening, and are merging their energies within the vortexal portal. But it is important to note that while the crystalline vortex receives extraordinary energies from these master crystals, it is the telluric energies of Arkansas, the 3D natural mineralogical strata deposits of quartz crystals, magnetite and natural living waters that define the mechanics of the vortexal portal. To be clear, the Atlantean temple crystals, the master crystals, are not truly physically in the third-dimensional realm of matter at the present time. Rather are these in a higher field, but in the expansive 12 dimensions of the new Earth, are accessible in the 5th dimension and above. That being said, we assure you that each of the master crystals emit unimaginable clear energies and are emitting standing fields that contribute immensely, both individually and collectively, to the energy of the sacred arc. The same is occurring around the Atlantean golden crystal of sound and the crystal of divine regeneration in Brazil, in the regions of Bahia and Minas Gerais, respectively. The crystals do affect 3D by emitting something in the nature of a crystal piezoelectric, Hertzian-esque, vibrational field, a harmonic crystalline energy that is extremely beneficial. These were in fact used in Atlantis for balancing the human field, enhancing health, healing disease, and for awakening into a higher dimension. They always receive and project non-Hertzian Saturnia waves, and are also able to open an interdimensional channel to other worlds, especially to the divine self, enhancing astral travel and multi-dimensional awareness and what may be termed as cosmic communications by stimulating the pineal or third eye, cleansing and stimulating the human brain in the same manner of a phi crystal. Coherent fields. In the new Earth, especially beginning in the final trimester of 2015, the Master Poseidon Temple crystals placed in Arkansas are initiating such powerful pulsed coherent fields, a frequential energy in the format of a pulsating wave. This energy is quite capable of producing living, tangible life forms akin to spirits of place, that can be experienced as crystalline light beings, photonic angelic beings. These are projections of the consciousness of the divine master crystals. From November forward, these are more easily experienced in the sites of the master crystals. From 2038 forward, these will be tangible throughout the Arkansas and Brazil vortexal portals, and in the vicinity of the master crystals placed globally. Keep in mind the temple crystals are very unique amalgamations, formatted in concave and convex angles, in the modality of Phi crystals. These are superconscious. But we wish to clarify that the 177-mile singular deposit of quartz crystal in Arkansas is also highly benevolent and exquisitely self-aware, and moving from states of relative dormancy to great and greater awakened clarity. These natural quartz crystals were formed over 200 million years ago, and have consciously worked with the Atlantean law of one and Atla Ra for millennia, before entering a phase of planned dormancy. And this is by divine plan as you move into the crystalline age and awareness. Indeed, these are the crystals receiving and transmitting the new codes of shift and transmuting them into 3D. There are extraordinary magnificent natural crystals, awakening beneath the areas of hot springs that are enormous, some of which are Atlantean groomed. These also produce brilliant conscious emanations, especially the blue crystals of the areas below hot springs, Jesseville and Mount Ida, and are tuning and aligning to the master crystals. A simplistic analogy of natural crystal to master temple crystal would be of angel to archangel. Do you understand? Law of One crystals. The law of one crystals of Arkansas are differentiated by the linear horizontal patterning and blue flashes that they emit. These are extremely conscious crystals, some of which are available near the surface in the Jesseville Coleman crystal mines and Mount Ida mines, in which they consciously offer themselves. The extraordinary massive 100-meter length giant master crystals are much deeper, and these enormous points are clustered in exquisite mystical magical subterranean caverns. These stunning, amazing crystals provide incredible emanations within a naturally protected depth and matrixal enclosure, away from mining concerns. This separation is then by design. So you see, deeper, much deeper in the earth for protection, for these crystals are unlike any others, and are true treasures, beautiful, truly beautiful in their magnificence and enormity, expressions of perfection and symmetry. These crystalline caverns beneath the lands of Arkansas are wonders of the earth, the beauty of which is beyond your imagination. These caverns are somewhat like enormous geodes, with hollows several kilometers in diameter. There are stunning crystal points growing and protruding from every inner surface of the hollow caverns, some exceeding 350 feet in length and over 35 feet in width. These are maintained and connected by tunnels. Such caverns also exist in Brazil, in the regions of Minas Gerais and Bahia. In your initial awakening to the metaphysical and spiritual attributes and energy of quartz crystals, many decades ago, the term Lemurian seed crystals was assigned to certain crystals of Brazil and Arkansas, crystals bearing certain etchings. We tell you in truth these are law of one crystals. Your Edgar Casey told you that the law of one Atlanteans of the Golden Age achieved the highest state of spiritual vibration ever achieved on the Earth plane. We will add that this is in reference to duality Earth. You see, the Golden Age of Lemuria occurred before the fall of the firmament, prior to Earth being a free will university of duality. The Lemurians were largely residents of nonpolarity, a euphoric realm, not a part of the lessening, or cause and effect curriculum of the duality phase of the Omni-Earth. The great crystal awareness and benevolent crystal technology development and use occurred within the golden era of the Law of One, in the wonderful phase of spiritual Atlantis, prior to the Aryan sons of Belial. Many of the Lemurians went underground, and exist as the advanced subterranean blue beings. The crystals were developed and groomed by the Law of One Atlanteans, and guarded by the blue race of Lemuria after being placed in hyperdimensional lock. Arkansas Crystal Center. The crystalline energy is centered in the hot springs, Mount Ida portion of the state of Arkansas. The crystal-bearing quartz deposits occur in strata 35 miles wide and 177 miles long, extending from Little Rock to just beyond Talimena. However, the richest deposits occur in a powerful area between Hot Springs, Mount Ida and Jesseville. These megacrystals are deep below the Hot Springs area, and these combine with the 3 Atlantean crystals placed in Arkansas by the Law of One. These serve as generators. The radon-bearing thermal waters that give Hot Springs its name are actually insulating protectors for these magnificent crystals and crystalline generators. The 47 hot springs along the forested southwestern slope of Hot Springs Mountain gush forth nearly 1 million gallons of 143 degrees Fahrenheit water every day. This living water is slightly radioactive, with a very clear sentience, a conscious focused energy. This living water is remarkably healing, and contains higher dimensional energy codes. Quickening the shift. Hydrocoding. The living thermal radon waters are very potent, and indeed carry an exquisite, and very benevolent and unique frequency, and this was understood and fully recognized by the savant Law of One ancients of Atlantis. Bathing in the crystal-coated waters of Arkansas not only refreshes the body. These waters now in 2015 begin, from the crystalline influx, in which saturation maximum is reached in November 2015 forward, begin carrying code catalysts that quicken the DNA shift, the transition into crystalline body. You see the waters of this area are structured waters, carrying sacred geometric patterning. And the meteorics of the final trimester of 2015 will emit codes that will be absorbed into the crystals and crystal waters of Arkansas. And as we have told you, this attribute of living water was first recognized in modern times by Dr. Marcel Vogel, and the work was carried forward by Japan's Dr. Emoto. So it is logical, is it not, that these waters will be imbued benefactors of the sacred geometrics of the crystal-coated energy, which reaches critical inertia with the meteoric influx occurring in November of 2015, year 3 of the new crystalline Earth. Those of you pilgrimaging to the crystal vortex of Arkansas, from November 2015 and forward, would be remiss not to bathe in these amazing thermal waters, for they are truly unique living crystalline waters, teeming with, and absolutely buoyantly full of life force. These waters, these energies are actually capable of extending human longevity, as are phi crystals, and certain gemstones utilized appropriately. In years to come, your scientists and health census recorders will note that health-minded people living in the crystal vortexes of both Arkansas and Brazil will have notably longer lifespans. We tell you, this extended longevity is due to the crystals and living waters. We also suggest that those pilgrimaging to Arkansas, in the November influx apex, take time to visit at least one of the sites of the master crystals. For the astonishing energy these 3 master temple crystals are emitting is differentiating into even greater concentration in the advanced stages of their awakening, as we have described, in the emission of their succinct life force capacities, and this energetic projection of the crystals is taking place in a much stronger, much more tangible field, thus allowing the aware visitor and pilgrimaging seeker to sense, and in some cases actually see and feel, the energy of the master crystal. Theta coherency. Now, this tangible energy projection of the master temple crystals can measurably affect the human aura and body physical within certain close-by proximities, but of course this depends on the level of advancement of the human, and so will vary with each pilgrim. But when the human is capable of high light quotient, of entering into coherent theta consciousness, a direct communication, and visual experience of the crystal's photonic diva can indeed occur. The living energy projections are similar to that of an elemental field, of an angelic diva, but of much higher resonance. It is more accurately defined as the consciousness of crystalline color and sound. It is a conscious photonic life form projection emitted and projected from the living crystals, as a conscious, tangible spectral emanation of the temple crystals themselves. And these are extraordinary light beings. Now, Arkansas, like all megavortexual power sites, can initially require energetic adjustments. It is a benevolent, nurturing energy, a unique crystalline energy that is increasing into great and greater potency. Hot springs, like Sedona, can be initially unbalancing to those unable to adjust to the frequency. But it is an energy that allows for a relatively easy adjustment for those of the law of one, and indeed, for all that are in harmonic auric balance. Accordingly, it can vault the balanced seeker into higher realms, for it is an incredible interactive field. But be aware, for those in states of anxiety of other forms of imbalance, it can amplify the imbalance until balance is found. For crystal energy is an amplifier by nature, but balance can be achieved in meditation within these energies. So please take note. Unlike Sedona, the frequency of the crystal vortex is not a crucible energy, meaning that continual agitation does not occur once balance is found and initial adjustments are made. Sedona is a designed energetic imbalance, for purification and the forced confrontation of imbalances, for the removing of obstacles. Thus Sedona continually agitates. Arkansas does not. In fact, the energy of the crystal vortex facilitates rebalance into harmony, and thus can be a remarkable springboard to great and greater realms of consciousness. It is indeed a more welcoming energy than is found in other megavortexual portals. And that is because the mineralogical combinations are in absolute perfect balance, and thus actually provides for harmonic balance. The crystal energy harmonics of Arkansas induces balance. So although Arkansas is an extremely high energy, the combinations of magnetics, crystals and specialized waters blend to create a brilliant, inviting, shining softness that is nurturing in resonance. Those of you of the law of one are indeed being called to come to Arkansas. And the visit to Arkansas will feel very, very special to those of the law of one soul group, for it will immediately be a familiar, inviting energy. Indeed, it will feel like home. It will feel like home because for many of you, it was your home, so many millennia ago. Arkansas has a direct time gate portal to Poseida, to Golden Atlantis. Arkansas is a clarion call to the law of one, a call to duty, for it is a soul contract to assist in the alignment, to reunite with family. Many are called, many are remembering, and many are feeling the tug, the soft whisper of spirit, for the crystal-human bioshift is real. It is happening, and those of you feeling the draw are realizing that it is time to recreate the euphoric, beautiful golden age. For the spiritual Atlantis is rising. The beautiful crystal age is returning. And this time the crystals will not be allowed to fall into the hands of the Belial. This time the golden age will be reformed, and it will endure into ascension. And Arkansas is, in the poignant present of 2015 and beyond, the epicenter of crystalline shift. You are becoming crystalline. Indeed, both humanity and the planet are becoming crystalline. Closing remembrance. And in closing we emphasize, we share again, with words we have said before, with a message of remembrance that is of vital importance in your journey to ascension. Completing the earth plane is achieved not by just one attribute of strength and will. Perseverance is requisite. For in the course of life you may indeed fail many times, before succeeding. But even the falls have purposed lessons, and these allow for the strength to rise. Masters, Never forget that the Earth plane is a purposed illusion, one that humanity collectively co-creates. The University of Earth is a credentialed course. It has great value, and like all valuable curriculums, it requires effort to complete. Devolution is part of evolution. No soul is left behind. None. Humanity in the mirage of the physical world wears filters that separate you from your higher self. You often feel so lost, so separated, so alone. In all of your searching, you will eventually find that the only thing that makes all of this bearable is loving one another. Love. And love requires strength, for it is a complex science, not an emotion. Love is the key. In the interesting world of free will, you are capable of such beautiful dreams and such horrible nightmares. But this is the way of discovering your divinity, your true roles as responsible creators of your fascinating reality. The Earth plane is an illusion, but a very real one. The emotions, the pain, the lessening feels very real because if it did not, you would not grow. But it is the beautiful moments, the love that will define and underscore your memories. It is the love that will last eternally. In the present phase of 2015, you are in the midst of crucible astrology. All unresolved energy is surfacing. It is surfacing in order to be cleansed. So amidst the tribulations, take solace in the fact that all in time will be resolved, and sooner rather than later, you have come so very far as pilgrims. And you are on the cusp of a great graduation, one you have worked many lifetimes to complete. Despite what the naysayers may tell you, the Earth and humanity are on track. New tools are available for you to responsibly create a better world. It is essential that you know this, and project positive light. For your light will brighten the world, one heart at a time. So let us tell you that this all will have a happy ending, and let us assure you that in time you will know that there was a reason for everything. In time you will realize what an extraordinarily beautiful experience the Earth plane provided you. One lesson is learned, then another, and then another. When you pass over from this lifetime, you will view each experience of this life in great clarity. With physical filters removed, you will love, unconditionally love and cherish, every step of this extraordinary journey. You will remember the exquisite sunrises, the symmetry of the leaves on a tree, the colors of autumn, the laughter of children. Dear human, we honor you. We tell you that this is the way it has been done for eons of time, small moves, one step at a time on the way home. You are much closer than you realize. And we of the angelic realm lovingly await you, and are leaving the lights on for your return. Masters, we honor you and we bid you joy, and know that we are ever with you, each step of the way. Take a moment to feel our energy. Masters, it is time to recreate the golden age, and in so doing, you will feel the love, you will feel the nurturing crystalline nature of perfection that once was, and is now resurfacing in the cycle of the never-ending circle of the Omni-Earth and the Omniverse. The choruses of each lifetime are now joining into a melodic symphony. The threads of each journey are being woven into a completed beautiful tapestry. The crystalline perfection is at hand. I am Metatron with Tyberonn of Crystalline Service, and we share with you these truths. You are beloved. And so it is. And it is so.